Hello, everybody. It's me, Shannon LaBruyere. I am live and loving it on Sunday, August 18th, 2019. It's 7 p.m. Eastern, and this is the day and the time that I meet you to help you to learn how to thrive in change. Benjamin, welcome. You're the first one here. Thank you for jumping on. I'm honored that you took some time out of your night to join. Susan, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Woohoo! This is going to be a great night because it is setting us up for a great week. I don't know about you, but I have spent way too many days dreading getting up in the morning and having to go to a job that I didn't love, that I didn't align with, that didn't feed my soul, where I gave my best gifts to people who didn't care. I don't want you to have to go through the same thing I've gone through, and I can help you learn how to make that transition. I'm going to feed your soul tonight. Rose, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining. All right, well, tonight's topic is, let me scroll here so I'm in the right spot in my notes. Hard work. Hard work is our topic for tonight. How many of you work hard? Show of hands. Yes, I see hands out there waving. I work hard. I know you do. I work hard also. My parents worked hard. My grandparents worked hard. Hard work is not a bad word. Last week we talked a little bit about some of the things that we inherit from our culture. And one of the things I mentioned was hard work, that sometimes we get a belief system thrown at us, if you will. We come up in it that says working hard is great. And it is, except when it's not for a good reason. And that part matters. And so that's why I want to explore a little bit about hard work tonight. What is it? Why is it important? And where do we want to spend our hard work? Albert Martin, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. You guys may notice Zippy the cat has free reign tonight. She wants to be involved, and so I'm going to let her follow her dream. She made it pretty clear that she wanted to be part of tonight's Sunday Night Live. So instead of arguing with her and having her meow at the door and be sad, I thought I'd give her a chance to be in here. And even though you can't see him, Ted the dog is lying right over here to my left. And so far, he is behaving. So let's hope that all stays that way. Otherwise, it's critter chaos in here, and I don't want you to have to go through that. All right, so we are talking about hard work. And the difference between hard work for the sake of hard work, just working hard, and hard work that actually is profitable and doesn't diminish us, doesn't deplete us, but it feeds us and it helps us and it encourages us. So if you're ready, we're going to get started talking about hard work. Julie, I'm glad you're here. Giselle, good to see you. I've missed you live. Yeah, so glad you're here. Mary Edwards, you figured it out. Welcome. I'm so glad you jumped in. Roseanne, I'm so glad you're here from Barbados. You are awesome. Sheila, yay, Sheila. Woohoo! One of my longtime inspirations, Sheila Jones. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so honored that you take the time out of your day. It's wonderful, just wonderful. And Giselle, those hearts, they feed my soul. Thank you. Okay, folks, we're going to talk about hard work. This is the thing. We can work really hard and we can spend ourselves, our actual bodies, we can spend our mental energy, and we can spend our time that we will never get back, working hard. But if it's not for a purpose, if it's not for a reason, it's our responsibility to take a look at that and say, is this the way I want to invest my time? Am I investing my physical labor the toll that it takes on my body. Sometimes hard work takes a toll on our body. Cassandra, I'm glad you're here. We had a couple of others pop in too. Let me see. Lynn is here. Thank you, Lynn. Julie, yay! Yeah, think about some of the hard jobs you've done in the past. I know of a man who worked very, very, very hard, and he was missing portions of his fingers on each hand because the way he looked at working hard, it meant that you couldn't be a sissy and work safely. You had to just get in there and do it the fastest way. And it was almost as if he thought that the pieces of his fingers that he sacrificed on that machine as he was loading parts, it was almost as if he saw that as a badge of honor, that he had hurt himself, and that somehow made it worth it. I'm here to tell you that's misguided. That breaks my heart. It breaks my heart when I see people working in such a way that it costs them their physical health, it costs them their mental health, it costs them their relationships because they don't have a good understanding of what hard work can actually do when it's targeted towards something worthwhile, something that matters, something that's significant. That's the difference. Working hard on something that doesn't pay off in the long run. Let me just say this to you from the bottom of my heart. If the only time you're glad you worked hard is when you get your paycheck, I want you to consider that there is more to life than that. There is more that can happen from your hard work than just you getting a paycheck. And that's different for every one of us. That's different for me. It's different for you. You have goals and dreams and aspirations and things that I would never even consider working hard toward. But the point isn't what is it you're working on, is it the thing that is allowing you to feel like your hard work is getting somewhere and it's worth it. Not just once every 2 weeks, but every day. Every day. That kind of hard work is amazing. It's amazing. Dread makes every job needlessly hard. Every job needlessly hard. So if you are dreading tomorrow, if you're dreading getting up, I want you to know that your hard work doesn't have to be in vain. You can work toward something. All right, so what are you working toward? When you get up tomorrow, what is it that you are working toward? Sherry, welcome. Bobby, welcome. Let me see. I think I missed one. Oh, yeah, Cassandra's a thumbs up. What are you working toward? Not who are you working for, but what are you working toward? I had the privilege of helping my sister-in-law out during Pioneer Days. She is an entrepreneur. She has a coffee roasting company called Thumb Roast. I love Thumb Roast coffee. Shout out to Thumb Roast. She has a coffee company called Thumb Roast Coffee, and she has a cafe called Ray's, and it's in downtown Croswell here in rural Michigan. And she and her team are working very, very hard, very hard. And I had the privilege of being there to work while they were having a festival in town. And a woman came in and she looked exhausted, and she went up and she got something to drink and she sat down at the table, and I just was curious. So I didn't look like she was there for the festival. So I walked up and said, hey, welcome to Ray's. How are you doing? And what brings you here? And she said, well, I just got done with my shift at the plant and I'm getting ready to go work at my job at the dollar store here in town. I said, wow. She goes, and I'm exhausted and I just needed to take a break. Yeah, no kidding. She's working hard. And so I asked her, well, what are you working toward? What? She looked at me like she did not understand what I was saying at all. So I said it again. Well, I'm curious. You're working so hard. What's it for? Why are you doing it? Why are you working so hard? And she got a smile on her face and she said, I'm getting out of debt. Yes, she had a reason why she was doing that hard work, and it made all the difference. It's why she didn't call off and say, I'm not going to show up. She said, I'm going to go. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to go to that second job because it's getting me out of debt, and that matters. There are so many meaningful things in our lives that we can work toward. I have a mastermind group on Saturday mornings. It starts at 8, it ends at 9. And so for me to facilitate a mastermind group that early in the morning, I have to put in a lot of work ahead of time, and I have to get up really early on the weekend so that I can be prepared, so that I can go over my notes, so that I can sharpen my facilitating skills and think into what kinds of questions I want to ask the group. And when we start that mastermind group, I forget about what time I got up in the morning. I forget how many hours I spent preparing during the week leading up to it. When I start listening to these people talk about how their lives are being changed, they're taking meaningful action towards something that matters to them, they start leading their team differently and they're getting good results and they're excited to share it. When I hear that, I'm telling you, it is so thrilling. All of my hard work, totally worth it. Totally worth it. When I was a forklift driver out on the dock at the plants, there was a joke that we had, and some of you here I know will recognize this joke. Sheila, if you're still on, Dave Zarek, you just popped on. I know you've heard this phrase before. Welcome, Carol, by the way. All right, so this is the joke that we always said out on the dock. We'd see somebody off in the distance. Hey, Shani, I'm glad you're here. We'd see somebody off in the distance, and I'd say, hey, Joe! Hey, Joe! And he'd look up, and I'd say, you working hard or you hardly working? You working hard or you hardly working? Have you heard that before? Are you working hard or you hardly working? I'll tell you what, when I'm done with that Saturday morning mastermind and people leave, they go off to do their day and they've been changed, they're energized, their thinking is transformed and up-leveled, and they're working on something important. If you were to ask me, hey, Shannon, you working hard or you hardly working? Yes, I'm working hard, and yes, I'm hardly working. Yes, because it matters what we're working on and toward. It makes all the difference in the world. What are you working hard on? Like I said, dread makes easy things hard, and joy makes those hard things easy. Purpose makes those hard things easy. All right, so what are you working on? What are you working toward? Are you doing it intentionally, or are you doing it to trade your time, your talent, all of your important treasures? Are you doing it just to get money? Yeah. Oh, Dave says he's working hard for Horses Heals Hearts. Yes, he is. And he said, thanks for volunteering and playing hard. Yeah, Dave, another example of working hard or hardly working. Dave and Carol, Dave is president of a charity called Horses Heal Hearts. And yesterday I had the opportunity to go and do some hard work in a horse barn, which is not my comfort zone, I'll be honest. It was hard work, overcoming my fear of horses, and my friend Mary, who's on the line, was there volunteering with me. I'm a little bit afraid of horses, but I overcame it. I was a little bit leery of how I could help, how I could add value. I've never done anything like this before. Went and saw a bunch of people working really hard for a good reason, and it was exhilarating. A charity, right? If you work for a charity, a purpose, a cause that you love, sometimes you put 40 hours a week in at your job and you don't enjoy it. You feel like you're suffering every minute. But when you go and spend another 30 hours in the week volunteering and helping, your life is transformed. Working hard or hardly working? Yeah, awesome. Oh, Julie's dog has joined. I think Haley is your dog. Julie's dog has joined the broadcast, so I'm glad she's watching. Let me see. We've got some people who are just tuning in. Lori List. I'm so glad you're here, Lori. Honored. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. That's awesome. Let's see who else we've got. We got Shawnee Sean. All right, so we're cooking here. Julie says, I work hard to bring awareness to what kids are doing on social media. It's an epidemic. Yeah. Oh, and Lori's so glad she's finally seeing me live. I'm glad you're here. This is amazing. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a little break here. I'm going to look back and see what our comments are. And forgive me, Facebook family, for having to zoom in like this. My arms are shorter than the distance to my recorder here. And I have bifocals, so I'm sorry you're going to get my nostrils for just a minute, but I want to see some of the comments that we've made. And this is a great place to take a breather because we're going to shift into another gear about what should we actually be working hard on. So let's see. I know I saw some comments back here. Oh, Carol's talking about the mastermind class and it's exciting and you're learning a lot. Yes, I'm so glad to hear it, Carol. Let me see. Sherry says, dread 5 more years, but she's working toward early out retirement. Yeah, I can relate. I can relate. Sometimes if we're not careful, we'll start marking the calendar, just checking off the days 5 years out. Sherry, I want you to know you've got more to offer than just dreading the next 5 years. There is more for you than just dreading the next 5 years. You can find it, and it's worth looking for it. When I realized in April of 2015 that the organization I was with was going in the opposite direction that I wanted to go, that they no longer valued my best gifts, and that the people I was working with weren't grateful for what I was able to give them in large part. They were being held hostage and told they had to do it. I chose to take another path and started exploring, what does my joy look like? It's worth it. You've got 5 years of wonderful, wonderful impact to have. There's a way for you to do it, Sherry. Don't give up. All right. So, Shay, I'm glad you're here. The phrase better late than never especially applies to Sunday Night Live because it doesn't really go away. You can always catch the recording, so I'm glad about that. Lori List, 2 years left. Isn't that crazy to think about? And what are you going to do when the 2 years are up? What happens then? What do you work on? What do you work toward? What a exhilarating question. What am I going to do when somebody else isn't demanding my hard work for 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week or 10 or 12 hours a day? What a great place to spend some time just thinking and dreaming. Where do I want to work hard? Where is it that I feel as if I am hardly working? Yeah, Sherry said she started her own business so she could have more joy and some more socialization. Right, with like-minded people. That's a great way to take action and own it. And to own it. And we're going to talk a little bit about owning some things when we're talking about hard work. So I'm glad you said that. And Julie says, that's why I tried to move to Florida. Sigh. Julie, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. There are people in Florida who need what you have. And you can build a path to get there. I promise you it's the case. I don't know what that looks like, but I know it's possible because there are roads that take you from where you're at to Florida. And there are so many different ones you can choose. But whatever you do, don't give up on looking for a way to put your hard work into the things that matter the most. Let's see, Sheila says, I'm working toward working smarter, not harder on 5 acres. It's a labor of love. Oh my gosh, yes. 5 acres, whether you're farming it or just hacking it down or, trying to grow fruit trees, whatever you're doing, 5 acres, that will take every minute of every day if you don't learn a way to work smarter. Yeah, and it's exhausting, back-breaking work. But I know, Sheila, you love what you do and you love where you are. So it is a labor of love. That's the thing. When we're doing what we love and it matters, are we working hard or hardly working? Yes. Yes, we are. Okay, so as we wrap up today, I'm going to shift gears a little bit about hard work. And sometimes people minimize your hard work. And I want to call them out on it. And I want to encourage you not to let it happen. Don't let other people diminish. Somebody just walked by. Ted's interested. And it's ear splitting. Sorry, you guys. Don't let other people diminish the value of your hard work. How many of you are great at something? And I want you to be honest. Just hit a like if you're great at something. I don't care what it is. You might be great at doing cat's cradle with the string from back when you were in elementary school. You might be a great seamstress. You might be a great singer. You might be great at knowing where to get the best deal for, ground beef on any given day. We've all got a superpower. How many of you are great at something? If you are great at something, it is because you worked at it. It's because of hard work. It's true. Yeah, you know what? I love seeing all those thumbs. Yes, we can know when we're great at something. You did not get great by accident. I love what my mentor John Maxwell says about success. He said, everything good is uphill. Everything good. We want uphill lives, but we can't get them with downhill habits, right? Just rolling downhill, taking the path of least resistance is not what makes us great at anything we do. What makes us great is hard work. How many of you have seen Michael Jackson do the moonwalk or any of his dances, actually? Michael Jackson is an amazing dancer. He was an amazing singer. He had amazing talent. And he didn't coast on that amazing talent. He didn't just want to be good. He wanted to be great. He wanted to have massive impact. And he spent hours and hours and hours sharpening and honing his skills. He needed to put in that extra hard work so that his good could become great. If you are working hard on something that isn't your strength, I want to invite you to put a little more energy toward the thing you're good at. Take yourself from being good at something to great at something, because it's so much more important when you're great. Your significance totally expands. Your impact farther and wider. The ease with which you do things becomes so much better, so much less effort to accomplish great things when we've put hard work into going from good to great. I posted this on my Thrive and Change page. If you guys haven't seen it, I'd love for you to go hit a like on that page and go check out this meme. It was this. Michelangelo, that unbelievably talented artist who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, who carved the statue David, which is breathtakingly beautiful. Michelangelo says this: if people knew how hard I work, they wouldn't be surprised by what I do. Think about that. If people knew how hard I worked, they wouldn't be surprised by what I can do. Somebody that's dear to me, that I love and respect, said to me the other day, "Oh, I know that's easy for you. I know that's not a big deal to you." It was a skill they complimented me on. And they said, "I know that's just easy for you. That's no big deal to you." And I said, "Wait a minute. I don't take it lightly. And this wasn't easy for me. This skill that looks easy now took 30 years of hard work. It took thousands and thousands of hours for me to be able to be a coach, to be able to draw people into something better, to be able to allow them to transform not just their thinking, but their behavior in a short amount of time so that they start getting the change they want. For me to be able to do that, that didn't happen because I was just good at it. It happened because I was good at it, and then I put in the hard work to get great at it What are you working hard on so that you can be great? Because when you're great at something, for one thing, you'll get paid more. People who are great at something get paid more money, bottom line, right? So if you want to be more valuable in the marketplace, what do you want to get great at? Something that you don't mind working hard on it because it feels like you're hardly working. Take the time, invest the money, the effort, the time, the talent, invest that into working hard on something that you're good at, that you can get great at, because that is going to pay off big time. I promise. Carol loves that, which is awesome. If you have worked hard on something, it's worth something. I'm going to show you something. I hope you can see this, you guys. I'm showing it to you on my iPad, and we're gonna round up with this. So I'm going to get this close to you, and I'm hoping that you can see it. Can you see? Can you see over here? We have the Mona Lisa, and over here we have not exactly the Mona Lisa. Somebody drew this. They did their very best, right? They were working hard, and it looks good. Depending on how old they are, depending on how many talents they have, that looks good. I'll be honest with you, that looks better than what I could do. So this looks good. But this looks great. That looks amazing. There is a beautiful, and I'm going to find it because I just thought of it, you guys, while we were talking. There is an amazing set of slides available on the internet. I'm going to find them for you, God willing, and I'm going to post them so you can see it. And it shows how, with effort and hard work, how people's skills go from looking like this to looking like this, and how surprisingly little time on the timeline it takes to go from good to great. What it takes is hard work and effort. So hard work isn't a bad word, people. Hard work for the sake of just laboring, that's no good. That's you were created for more than that. But hard work on something that matters to you, that helps you achieve your dream, achieve your goals, get forward on a path that says, yes, I'm leaving the past behind and I've got something great and I am running toward it. Whew, that kind of hard work, amazing. And it's worth it. I am loving how many people are jumping on and all of the engaging things you guys are saying. Thank you so much for sharing. I would love to know, what are you working hard on? Or what is that good thing that, as we've been talking here, what's that good thing that you've realized, I need to work on that. I need to put some energy into that. I need to go from good to great in that area. I love doing that. I want to be good at it. I want to be great at it. What is that area for you? I would love it if you shared it. These are the kinds of things that we hear on Sunday Night Live on this thread. We can support each other and encourage each other. If you see somebody who's working on something that you have some expertise in, go ahead and reach out and say, hey, I know what you're talking about. I've been through it too. When my sister was going through nursing school, which was incredibly hard, and as I stood on the sidelines and cheered her on, I had the easy job. Go, 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 run. You can do it. I'm honored to have been able to cheer her on, but she worked hard. And for all of my cheering her on, I know that helped her. But you know what really helped her? When some of the people who had gone before came and linked arms with her and said, ooh, I've got my RN and I know what you're going through. I've got my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I know what you're going through. You can do this. And walked with her. That's the kind of support that we can be for each other. Sherry, my biz, I want to be great. It's out there. You want to be great. And now the fun part begins. What does it take to be great? What does it take to be great at the thing that I want to do? It's a question worth asking. I am so honored that you guys stopped in on a Sunday night to get energized and excited about the week ahead. I am here for you to help you thrive and change. The changes that we want to make in our lives can be so exciting, and we can easily get frustrated if we don't have just a little bit of accountability, some focus that allows us to say, yep, I made a promise to myself and I'm going to keep it, right? Yeah, commitment. It takes commitment. And you know what? There's another C word it takes, Carol, consistency. We don't get great by putting 100 hours in over 2 months and then not looking at it again for another 4 years, right? Consistency. What can you consistently do working toward that thing that you want to take from good to great so that your hard work is soul satisfying, world changing, significant? It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. I want you to know. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart. I want you to know that it is worth all the pain, all the toil, all the nervousness, all the fear to see what you want and start working hard to get it. You will achieve it. You will achieve it. And I can vouch for that. Let me see, we've got Roseanne. Many persons are reaching out to me for help with living on purpose. Yeah, Roseanne, they're going to the right place, right? You're working hard, keeping relevant through collaboration and training. Yeah, you're taking good. You're good, but you're taking that good to great because you're putting that effort in. And your why keeps reaching out to you. People saying, can you help me, Roseanne? You're good at this. You're a good trainer. You're a good coach. You're a good teacher. And you know the importance of why. Those people keep you going, right? It's amazing. It's amazing when we look around and see some of the reasons why we should put the effort in to work hard and go from good to great. Sherry says, yeah, consistency is key, and that is what I am working on. Yeah, I wonder, Sherry, what helps you to keep that consistency? And that's a good question for all of us. So if I have trouble being consistent, or if I haven't been consistent in the past, what helps me? Sheila says, what you believe you can achieve. Amen to that. And if you don't believe it, you can't achieve it. Belief drives behavior. You've heard me say that before. Our beliefs drive our behavior. That's why things like Sunday Night Live matter so much, because it helps us to cultivate the beliefs that allow us to get to the next level, to go from good to great. Ela Patel, I am so glad that we went a little over time tonight so that you could pop in live. It's great to see you. I'm going to bid you farewell, though, my dear friend, and ask you to go and maybe watch the recording from the top down so that you can hear what we were talking about. I wish you all a wonderful, glorious week. I hope that your hard work is for a purpose, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Carol, so glad you're here, and bye-bye, honey.